It's called Heirloom. The reason it's called Heirloom is because my dad cut out all of these letters. If you can tell, they are letters. This is a D, this is an E, and this is a J. And it used to be in a block, they used to be in blocks, and they were about this thick. My dad was experimenting with his scroll saw, and he never did anything with them. He just left those blocks there for years, like decades, literally. And so I took them to my father-in-law, who has a bandsaw, and I said, will you slice these for me? So these 4 Ds were all in one piece. So I wanted my father-in-law to cut his fingers off, and you know, not me, cut my fingers off. So I asked him to do it, and he just sliced them into 4 pieces, and these E's, he did the same. And I think he made an E because my maiden name is Edlifson. It's an old Danish name, starts with an E. And I think he did, I don't know, he might have wanted to spell Edlifson. And then so the next letter was a D, and he just never finished. He never finished his projects. That was done. That was enough. He learned what he wanted. He knew what he wanted to know, and whatever that was, I don't know. And then his name is Jess, so he made these J's, and originally there's a little ball on the end of the J, but they broke off. So that's why this is called Heirloom. Came from my dad. And this organ itself, was an heirloom. Now it's destroyed. And made into this piece of art. So I use these reed holders. That's I wish I knew what it was called, but this whole long thing, that's how long, and that's how many keys the organ has. And these, I showed you in another video. Which one was it? Anyway, it has, these are the reeds. These are the really deep, deep notes. The longer the reed, the deeper the note. So there's some really, yeah, I have a bunch of really long reeds in this one. Well, these, I made them kind of look like,
oh, right, black and white.
Yeah, these I wanted them to represent like organ pipes. Just hanging down. So this is kind of to represent an organ. It has legs, and anyway. And this is the part of the bellows where the air comes through, and this small one is too. This light colored one. Anything that has the holes like that, that's part of the bellows where the air is sucked through. And this is also part of it. And I think this is where the voice box is, where you pull out the stop and it says VOX, which is, I guess, Latin for voice. And it's stuck on there, and it's a round kind of a cylinder thing, and I think that's what that is. And the rest of these are just pieces that open, the hinges open. I mean, they just do all sorts of things. The end, I believe the end of the keys has a hole in it, and they rest on here. I think that's what that is. This is actually one of the pedals when you're pumping, and these are all pieces that are inside the organ, and this, and cut off keys. All of these do things. They had these hinges on them, and they just move up and down and move things as whatever the organist tells it to do. Yeah. Oh, this is the keys. This is what the keys are on. Yeah, these I didn't think that these were because they're too close together. These are too close together. But these are what the keys rest on. And I don't know what they're called. This is not, these little guys are not part of the organ. They're just they just represent the stops. And this isn't either in that, but they just look awesome on there. And let's see. So each organ has 2 of these. No, it just has 1. What? It seems like it has 2 for each one. You know, I used to know this stuff and I don't anymore.
These are longer than these ones.
Is this longer?
It feels longer.
Well,
like,
it's probably a separate
notes.
one because I don't think it has that many notes on it. I mean, well, the deeper notes are up here. These reeds fit in these little slots like that. Yeah, so those are the deeper notes, and then it goes down to these higher notes down here.
Don't organs have multiple keys pads though? So this could be the bottom one, and then there's another layer and another layer, or is that not how
you know, I don't know, and I can't remember. It's been so long since I took them apart. Let me think. I think there are 2. There are 2 of them, and they're next to each other like this, back to back. Like this back was to that back. Yeah. And there are 2 of them in each organ. And if anybody who restores organs hearing me talking about how I destroyed them, then
it was already destroyed beforehand.
They won't like me. Yeah, they didn't work, and people weren't using them, and a lot of people just keep them in their garage or their shed or their barn, and they're filled with mouse feces and everything. So that's how I get them. I don't get them when they're in this pristine condition. I just use them for these pieces of art. Let's see. So I was just going to say one more thing. These are legs of an organ bench that came with my oldest piece organ that my dad was taking apart. So the bench was warping and all the veneer was coming off, so I just ripped it apart and used them here and in other places. I have a piano bench. I have pictures of my piano bench piece of art. I call it First Movement, and I have no idea who has it. Maybe I can find out, but I think that's it. So, ciao.